Pocas culturas generan tanta fascinación entre la juventud como la coreana. Sus más recientes expresiones, especialmente la música pop y la coreografía, han marcado a toda una generación a nivel mundial. Pero cuando decimos Corea, ¿a qué nos referimos? ¿Cuál es la historia de ese territorio y de ese pueblo dramáticamente partido en dos tras la Segunda Guerra Mundial y uno de los escenarios más violentos de la Guerra Fría? ¿Qué estrategia siguió cada una de esas dos mitades y qué hizo el país del sur para convertirse en la potencia económica y cultural que ahora constituye? Estas vacaciones, la revista de la Universidad de México te invita a viajar por el antiguamente llamado Reino Ermitaño, por su pasado, sus tradiciones culinarias, su literatura, su tecnología, su cosmética, pero también por sus problemas y sus contradicciones. ¿Te atraen los países remotos, modernos, futuristas, distópicos, con una cultura propia y milenaria y una historia política llena de reveses e intrigas? Entonces, busca el sofá más cómodo que tengas cerca. Esta edición está hecha para ti.
Estamos otra vez en la revista de la Universidad con ustedes, hablando de Corea, de sus artes, de sus música, sus fotografías, su gente. Y hoy nos acompaña un artista visual, artista plástico, Sungpil. Muy bienvenido, Han.
Encantado.
Voy a decirles a ustedes que Han Sungpil nació en Seúl. Él es un fotógrafo, utiliza también el video y la instalación para su trabajo y viene a México porque está presentando en Galería Proyecto H parte de su obra. Sus fotografías y su trabajo ha sido exhibido en museos y bienales de todo el mundo, como Estados Unidos, Francia, Alemania, Inglaterra, España, Italia. Añádanle a los países que quieran, son muchísimos. Entonces, pues nada, tenemos el gran honor y la gran suerte además de coincidir con el viaje de Sungpil a México. So, be very welcome.
Thank you.
And congratulations for this exhibition.
Thank you.
First time in Mexico?
Actually, no, because I had the chance to go to the, Peru at the time.
Peru.
At the time, I little bit stopped over here.
And you stopped a little bit over here as a tourist?
As a tourist.
Or as a photographer?
At the time, just I wanted to go to the pyramid.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great to have you back then.
Yeah.
Okay, so your exhibition.
Yeah.
I will say I have been looking. Looking through the web to your work, and actually in the Revista de la Universidad, we have, you know this, we have as our art portfolio is about you, because we are talking about Korea for this summer. And I would like to ask you, first of all, how does your work relate to the Korean tradition in arts?
Yeah, actually, the people think the Korean tradition like as an art form. Maybe many people think like a traditional art form should be like Oriental painting. But my medium is photography, video, and installation. But how is related to my work with the Korean tradition? But I grew up until around 30, and then after that I just move around all different world. But growing is very important to form the identity. So I think it can be related to kind of thing because all countries different because every country have a special atmosphere. For example, like every country is different smells, different air, different feeling. So also, even though, for example, like between the five countries, Korea, Japan, and China, we speak different language and different characters. Also, even though, for example, using chopstick is different. In Korea, we use the metal chopstick and the spoon.
Of course.
But in Japan, it's short and very sharp because they eat a lot of the fish. And then Chinese, they share the food. It's the different, the long, the wooden chopstick. That is different.
They're longer so they can share
share
in the
the
middle,
food
in the middle of the table.
So that kind of childhood growing up, the kind of experience can make my identity. So I think indirectly I influenced by many Korean culture, and even though my mother tongue is Korean, so that is kind of melting in my art. So
it's not on purpose, but it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
Unconsciously.
Unconsciously, of course. This exhibition has this title, Bajo la superficie, which is, we could translate like under the surface or beneath the surface, right? Did you choose this exhibition title?
No.
No?
Yeah.
So someone else chose it. Do you think it represents your work correctly?
Yeah, actually the title by the curator.
Yes.
Esperanza Pino, she's the Spanish curator.
Esperanza Pino.
Yeah,
yes.
we knew each other. We have been knowing each other for 7 years.
Okay.
And then she understands my work. I like the title very much. When I translate in Korean, I choose the title. The meaning is invisible surface.
Invisible.
Invisible, unseen
surface.
Unseen, yeah.
Yes.
Because even the people we think see like a surface, but we all the time miss something.
Of course.
Because the all truth behind of the surface.
Of course. Behind the surface there is something else,
something
or on
else
the surface
on
too?
the surface too.
On the surface too.
Yeah.
There are some invisible elements on the surface itself.
That's why sometimes it's important to read the line between the lines when we read the books. That actually my work is not the direct message, because indirect, like some of metaphor in my artwork. So I like the title very much.
Of course. There are a lot of photographs in this exhibition. I saw it, the upcoming exhibition about the Arctic and the Antarctic.
Yeah.
And yes, you can feel there's a feeling there's something more below the ice or on the ice, and that you have to look for it. What are the reasons that brought you to this idea to go to the Arctic and the Antarctic?
Yeah, I did many projects in many countries, and then at the time I had a chance to visit the same country every 2 years. But I realized that, all the media said it's climate change and the global warming, but
climate change and global warming. Yes.
But I felt because even though every year, I heard that now in Mexico in June, actually in August, lots of rain, but now in June, raining season.
The raining season.
Yeah,
yes.
it's same, because even though the Indonesia, the rainy season is changing.
Yes, it is.
So I realized it's true, because I wanna do have an experience how much serious in the Arctic and Antarctic.
How much?
Serious of the global.
How much you can see the global
warming
in those cold places?
Cold places also.
And did you see it?
Yeah. Also, I researched that relation, a human intervene to get the energy from the polar regions, like Arctic and Antarctic.
Yes.
This means because when I decided to go to the Arctic and Antarctic, people just mention, oh, you can see the penguin or polar bears,
yes.
or like ice or cold, but there should be nothing there. Or if somebody who are interested in the history of polar, because they know the Amundsen, Peary, or Scott, explore
Yes.
the polar region.
The South Pole.
South Pole and the North Pole as well.
Yes.
But actually, our human being try to get the energy from the Arctic from 16th century, because the whale oil, that is one of the most important energy sources actually in 17th century in Europe. They use a lot of the whale oil for the street light something.
Of course, yes.
So that's why when the Svalbard is the Dutch explorer find the Svalbard island, and they found the whales, and all the Europeans to go to catch the whale after 100 to 100 years later, it's all gone.
It's all gone. And did you find marks of this presence?
Yeah.
Yeah. As a way of what? How could you see them?
Yeah, it's kind of fireplace. They just boil and they get the oil. That is 17th centuries.
Oh.
And then also after the whale is almost extinction, the people to move to southern part, the Antarctic, because when the British explorer found the Antarctic, also they realized that all whales are there.
Yeah.
So now it can be big problem because most of the wild animals is getting disappearing.
Extincted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's extinction.
And
we're gonna make a little break, and we'll
Yeah.
come back to talk about
Yeah.
continue talking about
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Nos vamos a un pequeño corte y volvemos con Sungpil. Estábamos entonces hablando con Sungpil de su experiencia en el Polo Norte, en el Polo Sur, en el Ártico y en el Antártico, en busca de huellas de la explotación humana en tiempos pasados, pero también de el actual calentamiento global. So, we were talking about your journeys to the Arctic and the Antarctic and the work what you saw there, but there is also in this exhibition, this show, here in Mexico, a series of photographs that are called facades.
Yeah.
Right? What is the relation between these facades and the natural landscapes?
Yeah, actually, facade. When I started to my facade project, I was so interested because the facade project is, nowadays many buildings when they restore restoration during the restoration, they cover the image. So it's quite amazing to me because when people see the building, but they really don't see the building, they see the illusion. But underneath of the covering, there is another real building. So I wanted to do project in between the illusionary images and real one, and merge with my photographic image to another layer.
Of course.
And then I realized
the idea of layers of what you see and what you don't see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I realized why the people do that. There is a kind of a human's desire, and then human to intervene with a building with another illusion. So when I went to the Arctic and Antarctic, indirectly or directly, people try to go there to get the energy or get some sources there.
Yes.
So that is kind of human beings' desire and intervene.
Desire to
too.
Yeah,
So
intervention too, of course.
also it's chronologically is linked because when I traveled to many countries for the project of a facade, as I mentioned that I realized the weather is changing now. So
Yes.
that's why that was the one of the biggest reason I realized the world is changing. So that's why I decided to go to Arctic and Antarctic.
Of course, where the world is most, the most changes are being seen, right?
Yeah.
That you can see them. And I see you take a lot of landscape.
Yeah.
What do you need in a landscape or a natural site to be meaningful to you?
Yeah. For me, the meaningful of landscape, I want to feel the Mother Nature, the sublime.
The sublime.
Sublime, because sublime is quite good inspiration for the artist. But not only sublime, because I always interested like history and intervention of the human beings in the sublime, like Mother Nature. So
Okay,
that is one of my main theme to intervention into the
Sublime.
big yeah. That,
But this intervention, it like, let's say it contributes to the sublime, or it does a contrast, and it makes like a little hole in the
yes,
sublime.
it's both. It's not only that, like it's mixed together because I want to show them not like a negative way, but not positive way.
Okay.
Like because as an artist, if I want to show like only negative thing, it's not. I think that my opinion that it is like a documentary or journalistic way of the showing the photographs. But for example, for the exhibition, one of the title of my work is Blue Lagoon.
Yes.
So beautiful, and a beautiful blue lagoon, like a glacier with a blue lake there.
Yes.
But people, when they see the work, they say, "Oh, it's beautiful." That is not only beautiful or feel like a sublime or kind of blue colors, but when people see the detail, they can find like holes in the glacier. Also in the middle, there's black particles. Actually, people think that the region, the glacier or ice melt due to the climate change. Of course. But not only that, because now all the pollution is one of the serious reasons to accelerate the glacier melt.
Yes, of course.
Because all the air and the suddenly in the glacier, the black particles on there, and then black color is absorbing the light.
The black particles is pollution?
Yeah, pollution.
Wow, okay.
And then
I didn't see that when I saw your photograph. Well, I saw it. I have to go see it in the exhibition in a big format. Yes, so I can see that.
And the black particle absorbing the light and this melt, accelerate, make a hole. It's called the chloroconite hole. It's a kind of special word, and I try to remember the word anyway.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, and then it's accelerate to melt the glacier and make a big lake. It's so beautiful. And then you can see in the middle there are all the black particles in the middle. And then it's getting serious. And then sometimes the lake overflow the lake. And then in Andes or Himalaya, there are many tsunamis. Tsunamis not in the sea, in the mountains, because too much ice melt. That's why the many people living in the low place of the mountain, they suffering from the tsunami. The tsunami is not the problem in the sea.
Of course,
Also
it's,
now,
it's flooding, it's
Yeah.
water is going up. Do you think art has to be connected with social, environmental, or political issues?
yeah, I got that question many times, but in my opinion, art is not by artists. That means artists have an idea and then create the art as an art form. But I think the final meaning of art is communicate with the audiences.
Okay.
And then sometimes even the artwork, the artist made the artwork, but the artist didn't put like a kind of social
Yes.
meaning or political meaning, but like a depend on surrounding, it can be get any different meaning.
Of course.
But I prefer to give artists have to have like a freedom, not strong bias. If artists have a bias of something, it can be propaganda,
Of course.
I think.
Right.
But of course, artists have a concept and give a idea, and through the art form, the people, audiences can feel or get idea through the art form, and you can communicate through that. And it should be different, all different idea. Even though some people see my work of Arctic series, they think they don't care about that. It's okay because that is their idea, their thinking. So I think art can give like a commit of social and political thing, but not intended to that. Just
Okay. It just
naturally.
happens because the communication of
Communication way.
Okay.
Communication way. So in my opinion, the most enjoyable thing to when I create artwork, I mean I have to enjoy by myself. Otherwise, if somebody forced to do something like political way, I hate it. I hate the creative work.
I understand.
It need to get the freedom and no bias to communicate with the people, and the people get their idea through the art form. That is very important in my opinion.
Of course. Well, I think we should just leave it in this idea.
Yeah.
And this conversation. I wanted to talk about memory, archive. You know, like photography has always been used to preserve like somebody's faces in a particular moment or historic events, but I think people will see this in your work.
Yeah.
I will just invite everyone to go to see your exhibition, and thank you very much for this conversation. I wish you good luck. Entonces, la exposición de la obra de Sungpil va a estar hasta el mes de septiembre en el proyecto H, en la colonia Roma Norte. Esto es en Guadalajara número 88. Lo pueden buscar pues en su plataforma, en su buscador, en su portal favorito de internet, y espero que tengan la oportunidad de ir a ver estas obras en grande formato, y nosotros seguiremos hablando de Corea. Thank you and bye.
Thank you.